There's something different? What are you talking about? There's nothing different. Stop being weird. You're being weird again. Stop it. Readers, not only are we finally getting the Mortal Kombat reboot with a Japanese actor actually portraying a character inspired by a Japanese god. Yes, I'm still furious that this is the first time it's actually happening. Shut up. But after years, and yes, it is officially years now, we finally have an answer to the age-old question that at least I have been asking ever since the initial announcement of his casting. Who the fuck is Lewis Tan playing in the Mortal Kombat reboot? I'm fine. I'm fine. Now, this is thanks to a tweet that Lewis posted on January 14th, 2021, in which all he said was, "Tomorrow will be flawless." Now, for those of us anticipating something, anything about this movie, especially now that we know that this is one of the films in Warner Brothers' roster that'll have simultaneous theatrical and HBO Max releases, due to the current health and safety crisis causing them to think of new avenues to release the movies that they've been delaying, we thought this appropriately meant that we'd finally receive a teaser trailer, especially considering its release date is April 16th of 2021. In actuality, it was an exclusive first-round article published by Entertainment Weekly on Friday, January 15th, which featured plenty of stills of the cast on set in costume. This included Ludi Lin as Liu Kang and Max Huang as Kung Lao, which, if you saw my video about who I thought Lewis Tan was going to be cast as originally, I initially thought he was going to play. Yeesh. And while I was indeed wrong about Lewis playing Kung Lao, we did get some information regarding who it was that he's going to be playing. And that character is the brand new one named Kuai Liang. Again, readers, I've read the comments on my prediction video. I've seen the name Kuai Liang pop up multiple times. But just like how I don't like putting all of my Spider-Man in the same basket unless said basket has been confirmed by credible news sources, I didn't want to jump to any conclusions regarding the legitimacy of Lewis Tan playing this original character. But then I actually read the whole description regarding Lewis Tan's Cole Turner. And readers, I don't think Cole Turner is an original character. And something tells me that you don't either. But for those of you who are still wondering where I'm getting at, let's dissect the article's section about Mr. Turner, shall we? You see, according to the interview, Cole is a washed-up MMA fighter, so right there, we're not dealing with a different take on Johnny Cage. Thank God. But then he gives us more information about how his arc in the Mortal Kombat movie is going to be about, and I quote, discovering where he comes from. Now, this was the part of the interview where I started to think to myself, oh no. Are they making him the male version of Alice from the Resident Evil movies? I don't know if I can take another one of those. But the more that I read, the more things started to make sense in context, because the rest of the description says, and I quote, Cole knows nothing about his heritage aside from the mysterious birthmark on his chest, in the shape of the Mortal Kombat symbol. It remains the only clue Cole has when the sinister sorcerer and emperor of the realm Outworld, Shang Tsung, sends Sub-Zero, now with his cryomancy powers, to hunt him down. End quote. Now, we know that the Sub-Zero in question is Bihan, played by Indonesian Chinese actor Joe Taslim. And while I might have been wrong about Lewis Tan playing Kung Lao, One of the things that I truly feel I'm right about is how the director and casting director are taking into consideration everyone's nationalities into who plays who, and not just casting any and all Asians for whatever role needs to be filled. It's the reason why Ludi Lin is playing Liu Kang. It's the reason why the Collector from The Dark Knight is playing Shang Tsung. And it's the reason why a Japanese actor is finally playing a character inspired by a Japanese god. Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It just slipped out. With that being said, Bi-Han belongs to the tribe of Lin Kuei, which are of Chinese descent, which is part of the reason why Joe Taslim is playing him. Louis Tan, on the other hand, is British Chinese, and considering the role of Kung Lao is being taken by Chinese-German actor Max Huang, along with the fact that the article informs us that a Sub-Zero 5 Bi-Han has been sent by Shang Tsung to hunt Cole down, I think it's safe to say that we're able to put two and two together here regarding we, the audience, not only discovering where he comes from, but who he truly is. And that's because Louis Tan's Cole Turner is Bi-Han's long-lost brother, Kuai Liang. Okay, the way that I see it happening is that when the two interact for the first time, it's gonna prompt him to join the Mortal Kombat tournament and slowly yet surely discover that he was in part of the Lin Kuei, but was spirited away at a young age outside of the clan before Shang Tsung takes control of the clan. You know, because as far as we know, Quan Chi isn't in this movie. He's probably adopted at an extremely young age to the point where he has no memory outside of his life with the Turners, only for them to tell him that he was adopted when he becomes older, because that's still a pretty popular trope. Then, over the course of the movie, he finds out that the Mortal Kombat mark on him means that he's destined to restore the Lin Kuei clan from, you know, becoming robots similar to the 3 recent games in the new timeline after he finds out that his name is actually Kuai Liang. Then, just as him and Bi-Han decide to work together after they discover the truth about each other, that's when Bi-Han gets the boot and gets that hot-ass noob Cybot skin, making room for Louis Tan's character to take up his brother's mantle and promoting his character to Sub-Zero in the sequel. Give or take a few different things for the sake of variety, but I think that's pretty much going to be his arc in this movie and the next. But if you need more speculative proof that this is more than likely going to be the direction that the movie is going to take Louis Tan's character, he tweeted out this gif of the revealed footage of Joe Taslim forming Sub-Zero's patented ice sword a day later with the text, "I got chills." I got chills. Once more, readers, a lot of people who originally saw my video on who I guessed Louis Tan would actually end up playing definitely saw comments on the video saying that because of Tan's IRL heritage and the casting directing taking into consideration with a lot of the roles that they've been pairing for this movie, that he might actually be Kuai Liang, despite Taslim already being cast as Bi-Han. And while back then there was definitely a possibility he could be playing Kuai Liang, I personally always felt that the first movie was too early to actually introduce him when we still have a whole movie to experience a Bi-Han Sub-Zero. But if they go the route of Cole Turner finding out that he's a descendant of the Lin Kuei that was raised in America or wherever, with no memory of where he came from or his heritage, only to be hunted down by Bi-Han Sub-Zero and discover that that's his actual brother and find out that his birth name is actually Kuai Liang, That could actually help set up him becoming Sub-Zero proper and let Taslim transition to Noob Saibot in the sequel, if this one does good enough to let Warner Brothers greenlight it. Has this angle been done before? Yes. Do I care? No, it's a good angle. Anyone who's able to read between the lines of the info Entertainment Weekly gave us about this character and is familiar and with noticeable aspects of storytelling knows that they're either doing one of two things. They're either saying that Cole Turner is an original character as a way to attempt to throw us off, but actually made us hip to the long-lost Lin Kuei storyline by saying that he knows nothing about his past, has a mysterious tattoo on him, and is being chased by the Bi-Han Sub-Zero as context clues. Or they're taking a page out of Paul Anderson's book and making him the male version of the Resident Evil film franchise's Alice. And as much as I know that the folks at Hollywood love to make the same mistake twice, I'm really hoping they don't do it with this one. But I digress, readers. Your homework assignment for the day. Write in the comments section below whether or not you think Lewis Tan's Cole Turner is just Bi-Han's long-lost little brother Kuai Liang in the upcoming Mortal Kombat reboot. Or if you feel like sharing with the rest of the class what you think of the first look stills we have of the movie so far. Whichever you decide to answer, I'd love to know your thoughts. If you want to help financially support the channel, you can join my Patreon by clicking the card at the end of the video or in the link in the description down below, where you can also find a link to my merchandise store. Or if you prefer to give a one-time donation, you can find links to my PayPal and my Ko-fi account in the description box as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and every other Friday. But until then, this is Readus 101. Class dismissed.